what is Syslog redirect? The name implies like I'm redirecting traffic, and it's not really about that. It's something very useful, but it has to do with the fact that sometimes when we get logs into QRadar, they come from modified in some way. Let's say that there is an app that puts the IP address of the NAT device, so everything seems to be coming from the same IP, and that's not the case. I made a video a while back about when you people do migration from ArcSight to QRadar, that when the events are sent from the ArcSight collector, similar like in the NAT example, all the events seems to be coming from the same IP. And what you need to do is actually remove that misleading part of the information and send the events to the proper log source. And the log source will be identified by the right IP, and that's not the one that comes from the actual log, right? That's one example. But there's also the example, and this is what is called fan out. But there's also the example, let me wrote, and forgive my crude drawing abilities. So sometimes you have, for example, an HA in QRadar, and let's say that all the events are coming from something that is called HA primary, and then when there is a hardware problem and it's switched to another event, and then it's coming from another log source and it's come HA secondary. Well, the idea is that they should be, like, for example, if it's a load balancer primary and load balancer secondary, what I would like to do is remove the primary and secondary, and they will always come from the load balancer. Things of that nature, and this is what is called funnel, and the other one is the find out. So in both examples, that's what Syslog redirect was actually created to correct those things. When let's say that I have a Syslog ng normally does a good job in that, but let's say that I put some Splunk stuff that filters some logs and then send them to QRadar, and it alters the log, typically by inserting stuff that will confuse the parser. That is what Syslog redirect is for. If we look at these events, they all seem to be coming from a single log source called Symantec server. And this is actually where auto-discover, when I replay them enough number of times, the auto-discovery says, well, I get something coming from Symantec server, and I add them. But in reality, this is not coming from Symantec server. This is actually coming from Symantec EP1. But the fact that, and this is an old example of a non-compliant protocol, is that after the timestamp, you should put the thing that identifies the host name, the IP address. You should not put that strenuous advertisement thing of Symantec server. And that's what is throwing up the parser and making it think that this is the actual event. And if we see this one over here is coming from EP2. So the objective of this exercise is to use the Syslog redirect in order to eliminate this strenuous piece and make sure that the event comes from Symantec EP1 and EP2. The trick here will be to create with the DSM editor a log source, a new log source that we're going to name it Symantec Gateway, and that one is going to use the Syslog redirect. That's the specific protocol for this kind of tricks, and it's going to be listening on port 517 instead of the standard 514. So when we will be sending these logs, we're going to be sending them, changing the port, so the Syslog redirect will intercept them, and then it's going to execute two things. First step is configure the regex that's going to capture one or more values, and in this particular case it's going to be very simple. It's going to be one value from the raw event that will contribute to the source name value. So it might be that you need to reconstruct, and grab what is going to be the final name to be identified for the log source from different parts. And then, and the second step is configure the format string that's going to be used to capture those raw events, those capture values from the raw events, and maybe some hard-coded literals, or maybe the IP address, to set the proper payload source name that is going to be used to be identified correctly and assigned to the right DSM. Again, I'm outlining the steps in here in a more general form. The example that we chose is actually much simpler than that, but we want to make sure that we put it in a more general terms. So let's actually invoke the DSM editor from here, and we're going to create a new log source type. We're going to call it Symantec Gateway. What am I thinking, actually? Forgive me. This is nothing to do with the DSM editor. Actually, we're going to create a new log source type. So let me go to the log source management app, and we're going to create a new log source. It's going to be a single log source, and it's going to be the universal DSM type. Now the protocol is going to be precisely, it's going to be Syslog redirect, and here in the parameters that's the name we're going to give it. And here's the important part. This is how the log source identifier is going to show up. And in here, what we need to do is actually go to the actual log to understand better. What we want to do is not to grab any of these, basically bypass, to jump over all these, and then capture what comes after until we hit the colon, right? Only one set parameter, parentheses, there's one capture group, so it's one, and that's the trick on the port. This is the port in which we're going to be sending the logs to be intercepted by the Syslog redirect. And then we can actually click finished, and we're going to have to deploy changes because this is something that we added manually. So I'm going to pause the video until that completes. Now, if we replay those logs, but now the port that we specify is 517, the Syslog redirect should intercept those. Oops. So I forgot to specify the events per second I want to send. That should work. Yep, that does it. And then we get here. So on event, you see that we got auto detect to work, and notice that now the log source, let me actually pause this. Well, let me go to the next page. We see that the events are being recognized as Symantec EP1 and Symantec EP2. So we achieved the objective. We can actually even go ahead and delete the general one, Symantec server, which is not a valid one. So an example of Syslog redirect working. Before I finish, I want to share this information that Colin Hayes shared with me, and this is a case that he worked in, which this is the HA case that I was referring to, that if you just work it like that, then let's say that you're getting the stuff from the firewall 1, and then they're going to be recognized as firewall 1 primary, and then when HA happens and switches to the firewall secondary, then that's going to be recognized as a new log source, and then that's not the way that is intended. So again, here's the regex to actually capture just the firewall piece and ignore the rest, primary or secondary.